Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to use CodeGrade in Revel. This is like you'll get to the end of a section, and these will be like little quiz questions. They're considered part of the Revel assignment in my course, or not per se a quiz, but they are where you get your points for the assignment. So first I'm going to show you an example of multiple choice questions. So I'm just going to start this quiz because it has multiple choice questions in it. All right, so you can see here there's 3 questions, right? 1 out of 3. So I'm just going to go through which of the following is not a legal identifier. Now I know which one's not, and it's Seventh Heaven, but I'm going to pick the wrong answer just to show you what happens when you get the wrong answer. And then I'm going to move to the second question. Which of the following is a legal identifier? Here, this is the only one. And then I'll move to the next question, which is the best identifier for a variable to represent the amount of money your boss pays you each month. All right. Money is not a great one. I'm going to pick that. I want to show you how you can go in and fix the ones you got wrong. All right, so we've answered all 3 questions, and we're going to hand in the assignment. You don't use the run button. The run button is used for coding questions. So when I click hand in, I will get this at the very bottom, and it will tell me question 1 got 0 of 1 correct, question 2 got 1 of 1 correct, question 3 got 0 of 1 correct. So I want to fix question 1 and fix question 3. And 0 is that it fails, 1 is that it passes. It's not the actual number of points here. All right, so I can go back into the assignment by clicking on the edit button, and it's going to bring me through all the questions, whether I got them right or wrong, so you probably should make a note of which ones you have to fix. All right, the one that is not a legal identifier, I'll change my answer, and then I'll move to the second one, which is fine, and then I'll move to the third one. And I'm going to choose monthly pay, and then I'm going to hand in. All right, and now at the bottom, you might have noticed it said nothing, nothing, nothing. I was just waiting for it to grade. So eventually this will pop up. This is correct, this is correct, this is correct. So you're all done, and then you are finished with this quiz. All right, so next I'm going to move on to a quiz that has coding questions. So it will ask you to write code, so I'm going to move into this particular quiz. And you guys shouldn't be jumping around. You should start at the beginning and read everything and answer your checkpoint questions. All right. So here I'm going to choose start. So this question has, this quiz has 5 questions. I'm not going to do all 5 of them. So I'm just going to move on to the second one. And you'll notice here, right, you can adjust the screen to see everything. All right, so it gives you a goal. The assignment: declare variables first name and last name in a single statement. Use the type you think appropriate to let these variables hold entire words. And it gives you more information. You'll need to write only the statements necessary to declare the variables, include a semicolon if necessary. It is looking for correct syntax. And it does tell you they need to be declared in the same order. So if it asks you to declare first name and last name, make sure that they're in that order. That's what it's checking for. Okay? So I'm going to come down here, write my code below. I'm going to type string, which is the data type, first name, and last name. Now, you have to be very careful. This is the spelling of first name. You'll notice the uppercase N here. It has to be spelled exactly like that in order to get it marked correctly. So be very careful. In this case, I'm going to run it to see if it works. And it'll come down here, and you'll see it checking. In this little output, you'll see a timer going. It's just telling you how long it's taking to actually check your answer. Okay, so that's done, right? And 1 out of 1, everything is good here. All right. In the next one, I'll, if you make a mistake, let's just say, I wonder if it'll let me go back here. I'm just going to leave the semicolon off and I'm going to run it. Again, if you're waiting like me, you can look over here and see that it's still running. So this will say your statement is not correct. Check the name of the variables, check the spelling or capital letters, the trailing semicolon. All right, so that you could see there's an X here, it's not right. So you can keep going into your code and making changes and running it until you get the right answer. In this case, you don't have to go back and edit the quiz. Just keep working on this question until you get it right. This is still running. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move to question 5 now. All right. This still gets left over from your old question, so don't worry too much about it until you run the first time. All right. Given the following program that declares a string variable called name, and you can see if I scroll through, I see it right here. Initializes it to a string literal, right, Fibo. Write a statement to print the following to the screen. So it's got to look exactly like this. Hello, Fibo, how are you? Again, it'll give you more detail here. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to write my cout statement. You can see I'm leaving a space after that, and I'm going to use my string. My string variable. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then we need a comma, a space. How are you? And a question mark, right? And then a semicolon. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to run this. And you can see the output thing. It's telling you that it's running. A little clock here telling you that this is running. You can see the status of these things over here. So the compilation was good. All right, so this is giving an error. And this is what I want to talk about. Missing new line at the end of the file. It doesn't tell you anywhere that you have to put a new line character at the end, but apparently you do. So if you have cout statements and you get this message that you need to put an endl, I know it's on this question, it could be on other questions. So even though it's not asked for, I'm going to put an endl here like that. And I'm going to run it again. There you can see the outputs running. There's a little clock here. So now we have 1 of 1, 1 of 1, 1 of 1. So the code structure was correct, the statement was correct, it checks your output to make sure it's correct, and now that question is correct. So after you get all of your questions correct, you can go ahead and hand in the assignment. Now I'm getting a message here. You can see I only answered 2 of the 5. There's still unanswered questions. Are you sure you want to hand it in? So, I'm just going to say yes. Okay, and now when you do that, you will get the same. I'm waiting for this to, I didn't answer all the questions. So once this loads, it'll show the ones that I got full credit for down here. And I can go back in and edit the assignment if I wanted to. See, I didn't do question 1. I did question 2, so that's good. And I did question 5, so that's good. So if I wanted to, I can go back now. I can hit edit and I can, do question 1, 3, and 4. So let's say you just work on some of them and you want to come back later. You will have the ability to do that. Like I said, I'm new to this, so I found that the feedback overview, the auto none of this is terribly helpful to me. There are some settings you can change if you want to change the font size to something bigger. You could change it to a dark setting. I know some of you like to write your code in dark, that dark setting, so that's up to you. So I haven't really found any of this to be terribly helpful. I think this just tells me the submissions that I have. All right, so again, I'm kind of new at this. This is what I have found so far. This should get you through this assignment, and if anything changes as the semester goes on, I will definitely let you know. So I have one other thing I want to show you. Right, all the assignments are listed here on the dashboard. You should be going through the assignments to start working your way through the Revel assignment. Don't go through the whole textbook and go that way. You have to go through the assignment to get the grade. There's something crazy going on where I have to actually publish an assignment before I can see the student view, and I do like to go into the student view and answer all the questions myself. In case there's any bad questions, I throw them out before I give the assignment to you. So you probably saw this at the end, test assignment for instructor, don't open. That's just the assignment that's going to be coming up next, and I'm in there trying to figure out what questions to assign. So until they fix this glitch, you might see something like that. I just wanted you to know what it's all about, okay? And if you have questions or concerns, you can let me know. Keep in mind that this grade will sync into Brightspace, into my gradebook. It's not completely automatic, but it's pretty quick. So if you don't see it right away, just give it a little bit of time, maybe up to an hour to see it. And I don't know exactly what the student view looks like, but I think you could see your grades in here too. If I click on this, I see everyone's grades. All right, any questions, please let me know.